So here is AMD, Advanced Micro Devices. This finishes at $99.42 today. That is up 9.1%. Please like the video, please subscribe, and catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. So here is RDBX, Redbox Entertainment. This finishes at $7.47 today. That is up 12.84%. So we've been covering this stock for the past few days. It was definitely short squeezing. It looked like the squeeze was coming to an end. But today we're getting a lot of price action here, so maybe the squeeze is not over. But this was top 10 on StockTwits today. I believe it had over 5,000 mentions. So once again, we're going to analyze it. So first of all, looks like we have a cup and handle in the making here. Bottom of the cup being 160, and there can be multiple possible tops. It looks like it topped out at $11. So if the top was $11, that would be a bearish indicator, because that would mean the stock is due for a pullback to form the handle, which it is doing right now. But it can also be above $11, and anything above $11 would be a bullish indicator, because that would mean the cup is not completed yet. It can also be $12.40, $13.95, $19.25, or the high of $27.20. So the cup and handle can be bullish or bearish depending on where the top is, but it looks like longer term, it's a bullish indicator, and shorter term, it's a bearish indicator. We also have a bull flag forming here. I drew it for you guys. Here's the flag pole, and here's the flag. So that's a bullish indicator. That is telling us that the stock may want to break out to the upside. And then we do have a double gap up. First gap up at 375, so that's a bearish indicator. That is telling us that the stock may come back down to 375 to fill this gap. And then we have another gap up at 620. So another bearish indicator that is telling us that the stock may come back down to 620 to fill this gap. And in the aftermarket here, this is pulling back down to 715, so that's a bearish indicator for tomorrow. That is suggesting that tomorrow the stock will sell off. And if you guys want to follow along, the link to the chart is in the description down below. So right now, this is trading between the sideways channel, the rectangle of 765 and 735. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 765, 790, 820, 850, 880, 915, 945, 980, 1010, 1050, 1090, 1125, 1170, 1205, 1240, 1270, 1305, 1340, 1395, 1440, 1475, and then 1555. There is resistance above 1555, but we're not going to discuss that right now. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be 735, 710, 685, 640, $6, 560, 520, 445, 390, 350, 315, 270, 235, $2, and then the low of 160. So right now at this price, 747, the channels to the upside and the downside are pretty decently sized, so expect a regular amount of price action either way this goes. However, if/when this breaks 1340 to the upside, the channels start to open up and get really wide, so expect a significant increase in price action if/when this breaks 1340. And to the downside, if/when this breaks 685, the channels start to open up and get really wide, so expect a significant increase in price action if/when this breaks 685. RSI is currently at 71, so this is officially in overbought, overvalued territory once again. And this did 56 million in volume today, which is above the average, so this pump today was confirmed by the volume. So just my opinion, guys, not financial advice. It did look like the squeeze was over, but after today, there's still life. The only thing is there's not too much momentum. Retail needs to get more involved if this does squeeze. Definitely still possible, but there needs to be more participants buying the stock. And what I'm about to say here is just based on the technicals, not the fundamentals, because fundamentally, I really don't think Redbox is a good company. I don't know anyone who watches Redbox anymore. But technically, long-term, this looks pretty bullish. Got a big cup and handle here. And short-term, pretty hard to tell because we are getting bullish and bearish indicators. We got bullish indicators in the cup and handle and the bull flag. And we have bearish indicators in the gap ups, aftermarket action, and RSI. So once again, I think in the short term, it really depends on the retail momentum, which looks like it's cooling off to me, honestly. So this looks more bearish than bullish to me in the short term. So therefore, if you want to go long, not financial advice, it can pay off, but just understand that at this point, it's a straight up gamble. Not really an investment. Going long here would be high risk, high reward. Either it will squeeze and the apes will make a lot of money, or it's going to crash. So personally, I just stay away from this. I wouldn't gamble on this, but I can support it as long as you understand that this is either going to go really, really good or really, really bad. And personally, I think it's probably going to go down. But if you want to buy and hold this for the long term, I think you should hold off and wait until this comes back down to 375 where the gap is, and I think that would be a really good entry. Should come back down there eventually. So I can't support going long here at 747. If you want to quick scalp it, just do it at your own risk. Otherwise, if you're in it for the long term, I would set your buy orders to 375. Now, if you want to go short now, financial advice, looks like a pretty decent play to me, but it is pretty risky. Again, because the squeeze may not be over. But I do think at some point, this will come back down to 375 to fill the gap. So from the current price of 747, that's about a 50% downside to 375 to fill the gap. So a lot of downside potential here. That being said, there is the chance that this keeps squeezing. So as long as you're able to withstand some upside pressure here, you should be able to make 50% on the downside going short. So I would say going short here would be a medium risk, high reward play. Definitely worth the shot. Again, medium risk because if this does squeeze, you're going to have to hold this and withstand the losses until it comes back down. And high reward because 50% downside. So I can't support going short at 747 and higher. Just be careful. And I would cover at 375 where the gap is. And that should be a relatively easy 50% gain. So congratulations to everyone who made money in the stock today. And good luck to everyone currently in the stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is RDBX, Redbox Entertainment. So here is AMD, Advanced Micro Devices. This finishes at $99.42 today. That is up 9.1%. So we talked about the stock yesterday. They had great earnings, was mooning in the aftermarket, and the positive momentum continued into today. So yesterday I did predict that this would come back down to 92 to fill the gap. It did, and then ripped back to the upside. So this was number 2 on StockTwits today after SPY. So once again, we're going to analyze it. The reason why this is going up so much is because we had good earnings. And today we do have a few price upgrades. So let's check that out. So EPS was $1.13, which beat the estimate of 91 cents. So pretty big beat on EPS there. And revenue was $5.89 billion, which beat the estimate of $5.52 billion. So pretty big beat on revenue as well. So great earnings, outperformed the estimates by a lot here. In addition to that, we have really good guidance as well. The Q2 guidance is $6.3 billion to $6.7 billion, and the estimate is $6.38 billion. And 2022 guidance is $26.3 billion, and the estimate is $25.2 billion. So yeah, really good guidance. All around really bullish news. And today we are getting a few price adjustments as well. KeyBank adjusts to 150, Piper Sandler 98, Susquehanna 140, Benchmark 125, Jefferies 147, Mizuho 145, Goldman Sachs 133, UBS 110, Bank of America 160. So it looks like on the lower ends we have $98 and on the higher end we have 160. But yeah, that's really bullish. It's currently at 99. So all the hedge funds think it's worth the current price or higher. Really, really bullish. So the market really liked it. Everyone jumping in here. Apes, institutions buying the stock up 9.1% today. Very nice. Let's go ahead and analyze now. So first of all, looks like we have a cup and handle in the making. Bottom of the cup being $84, and there can be multiple possible tops. It can be 112, 125, 134, 142, 152, 158, or even the high of 164. But those are all bullish indicators. That is telling us that the stock should come back up to one of those tops to complete the cup. And then we have a double gap down. First gap down at 118. So that's a bullish indicator. That is telling us that the stock should come back up to 118 to fill this gap. May take a while, but eventually it should. And then we have another gap down at 100. So another bullish indicator that is telling us that the stock should come back up to 100 to fill this gap. And that should fill pretty soon. This looks like a bull flag in the making. No confirmation just yet, but it looks like a flagpole is forming here. Looks like there's more upside to go, and then we would just need some pullback to form the flag. And then we would get confirmation on the bull flag, and that would be a bullish indicator that is telling us that the stock may want to break out to the upside. And down here on the MACD, the moving average convergence divergence, the MACD line has crossed the signal line, so that's a bullish indicator that is telling us that it may be time to buy. And if you guys want to follow along, the link to the chart is in the description down below. So right now this is trading between the sideways channel, the rectangle of 100 and 99. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 100, 102, 103, 104, 106, 108, 110, 112, 113, 115, 117, 119, 120, 121, 122, 124, and then 125. There is resistance above 125, but we're not going to discuss that right now. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be 99, 98, 96, 94, 93, 91, 90, 89, 88, 87, 86, 85, and then 84. There is support below 84, but we're not going to discuss that right now. So right now at this current price, $99.42, the channels to the upside and the downside are pretty wide, so expect significant price action either way this goes. However, if/when this breaks 91 to the downside, the channel starts to narrow, so expect a significant decrease in price action if/when this breaks 91. RSI is currently at 53, so that is very average. So according to the RSI, the current price of 99.42 is around fair market value. Maybe should be a little bit lower. And this did 225 million in volume today. Very significant volume. Looks like the second biggest volume day of the year. Way above the average of 62 million. So this pump today was confirmed by the volume. Okay guys, just my opinion, not financial advice. So once again, yesterday, I did predict that this would come back down to 92 to fill the gap. It did, and it went right back up. So that opportunity is gone. But still, in the short and long terms, the chart does look really bullish. And also, fundamentally, this is really bullish as well. AMD is a great company. Value stock, not going anywhere. We got some strong bullish indicators in the cup and handle. Gap downs, MACD, bull flag. No bearish indicators, and the only neutral indicator is the RSI. So overall, this chart does look really bullish. So therefore, if you want to go long, not financial advice. Again, you missed the opportunity at 92. That would have been a great entry. But here at 99.40, still a pretty decent entry. Not the best, but pretty average. Really can't go too wrong buying in here at 99.40. Looks like there's a lot of upside potential and not too much downside potential. So again, there is the gap at around 119, which should fill. So from the current price of 99.40, that's about a 20% upside. And longer term, this should come back up to the all-time high to complete the cup. And again, not too much downside potential. So I would say going long here would be a low-risk, medium-reward play. Definitely worth it, especially if you're willing to hold this for the long term. So I don't expect this to squeeze or moon or anything like that, but great stock to buy and hold. So I can't support going long at 99.40 and lower, and if it pulls back, then you can just average down at the supports that I mentioned before. But yeah, it looks really bullish in the short and long terms. Now, if you want to go short, not financial advice, I would not do that. I would not recommend that. But once again, fundamentally and technically, the stock looks really bullish. A lot of upside potential, not too much downside potential. So I would say going short here would be a medium risk, low reward play. I say medium risk because, again, I don't think it's going to squeeze or moon or anything like that in the short term. So you shouldn't really lose too much money going short, but it's low reward because this looks really unlikely that this goes to the downside. And even if it does, there's some very strong support. So just not really worth it in my opinion. Don't really see why you would go short here. There are definitely way better short plays out there in the market. Doesn't really make sense to take your chance with this stock. So I don't think that's a great idea. Don't short this one, guys. All right, so pretty straightforward. Great earnings, great guidance. All the hedge funds think this is worth more than $99. So it looks really bullish in the short and long terms. So if you want to go long, $99, not exactly the greatest entry, but very average. So can't go too wrong. A lot of upside to go, not so much downside. And if you want to go short, I don't think that's a good idea. Probably going to lose money if you do that. So congratulations to everyone who made money in the stock today. And good luck to everyone currently in the stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is AMD, Advanced Micro Devices. Thanks everyone for watching today. I appreciate you guys. Please like the video. Please subscribe. And catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. You apes already know. Diamond hands to the moon. I'm Ty. This is Smarter Gambling. See you guys tomorrow. Peace out.